Choo choo, there comes the train. Anyway, guys,
What on earth?
this is gonna be so much fun.
Okay.
And we're gonna keep this very short. It's gonna be 10 minutes. I've got my very enthusiastic client, sis. So I've got 10 questions. You know the whole thing about 10 random questions? She is clueless. She likes order. She likes knowing things. So I was like, girl, no. You're under video and you've got... She's like, what if I don't know what the questions are? I'm like, that's the whole
I'm
idea.
such a planner.
Yeah. I'm like, that's the whole idea.
I have to
I'm
know
just
what
gonna
I'm
throw you in the
doing.
dump. So I've got my 10 questions planned out.
Okay.
Ready or not, here we come.
I think I'm ready. This is gonna be fun.
Good. 10 questions for Portia. You guys can see them. She doesn't know. 1. Oh, I've already said your name. But anyway, the first question was, what's your name and does it have a meaning?
Yes, actually, I have 3 names. 2 of them are official, as in they're in my official government names.
Yeah.
Portia, I don't know what it means, but I understand it's an English. It originates from the English literature of Shakespeare or something. So I don't really know. Tsurufatso is a Setswana name that means a blessing. So
I forget Tsurufatso actually.
yes, so Setswana is our language back home, one of the languages back home. And Chipo means a gift in Ikalanga. That's our mother tongue. That's our tribal language. So yeah,
You have nice names actually.
I
Come
think
to
I
think of it,
do.
my names are great. But anyway, this is not about me. Question number 2. By the way, welcome Lulu Lashe. There is Lulu. Say hello, peeps.
Hi, peeps.
And welcome guests, but whatever. Let's keep going. Question 2. So you are in lockdown in Canberra.
And I hate it.
What's your take on this COVID-19?
What a nightmare. Honestly, I
Guys.
don't.
We're gonna do 10 questions for Lulu after this, okay?
What am I supposed
So
to
allow
say?
Auntie to talk.
It's
This is
Auntie's
Auntie's
turn
question.
to talk, okay? Anyway, COVID is honestly, I feel like this is it's a hard time for the whole world, you know. And I think the scary part is that it's the whole world going through this thing, and I think all I can say is that we just have to take care of ourselves the best way we know how. Because no one really knows what to do or what not to
Uncharted
do.
waters.
Yeah, it's a new thing to everyone. We're also confused. Well, yeah, a bit confused because just about 2 months ago, if you had said to me, we're gonna be on lockdown, not going out for coffee, not going to the library, not going to the movie, not going shopping, I would have said, no, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But
Not on
I think it also sort of like, I think on another side of things or another angle, I feel like it's also giving us time somehow to sort of like reconnect. I mean, that's not for everyone, and I'm aware that people are at different wavelengths in how they're dealing with it. And I think because imagine having to sit with your family and you know,
Silver lining.
you know. But of course, I'm also aware that it's not really all roses and family time for everyone. As we've seen, there've been escalating cases of abuse and stuff. But it's a very weird time, I should just say.
Weird time.
Absolutely
Weird time.
weird.
If you're watching this in the year 3030, the year is 2020, the month is April.
But I look cute.
You do.
Okay,
We're very deep in this house.
to talk.
Okay, it's Lulu's turn to talk. So what's your name?
Lulu,
What's your surname?
I just know that.
What is it? Okay. How about you spell your name, Luba?
Luba.
Well done.
Well done.
So now
Lulu.
it's Auntie's turn.
Okay.
No, you're not pressing, please. If you do that, you're not welcome on this forum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lulu,
Lulu, do you
Settle
still want
down.
to do this?
settle down.
Okay.
Do you want to go play or you want to sit here with mommy and auntie?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So
you
you
have to
stay here.
stay calm, okay?
So, question number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what's your favorite place to visit? if someone was to say right now, Portia, I've got a jet, I've got a boat, I've got a car, I've got a bicycle.
Yeah.
Where would you like?
I think I'd want to go somewhere in Asia. Maybe I'll just say Bali, because I think right now, even if it's not Bali, but I'm looking for a place where I can escape. Like, I'm looking for a place where there's tranquility. There's just, I don't know, I never really feel like I'm fascinated by the bigger cities. I love to go to places where I feel I'm replenishing something in myself. So probably maybe Bali, somewhere in Bali, somewhere really exclusive and secluded.
An island in Bali somewhere,
yeah,
where not all tourists go.
Yeah, that one, not the popular spots, but yeah.
I've got a phone call. I'm just gonna tell her I can't talk right now. Darling, I'm just on a video thing right now. I'll call you back, okay?
Darling.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll call you back. Yeah, okay, bye.
Do you love Auntie's hair?
Okay, we better keep going, guys.
Okay, okay.
Number 4.
4. Oh yeah, you keep
okay,
it
so
going.
we figured number 3, that your favorite place would just be somewhere secluded.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be Bali, but you know, I love places where you feel nature more than anything. Like, you know, the birds, the waterfalls, it's just very green.
Basically no human beings.
Maybe.
I bought a king of chocolate yesterday.
Oh my goodness, I remember. Do you want to tell the peeps your story about the birdie and the chocolate yesterday? You want to tell them? Talk, Lulu.
And number 5.
Okay. Anyway, so I'll ask Auntie Portia first.
Okay.
Question 4. What's your ideal date? If some guy came right now, and what guy would sweep you off?
Do you know?
What's your
Are
ideal
you
date?
by a date you mean the going out on a date? What would I want us to do?
Yeah.
Or the
Okay,
man
let's go.
himself? What kind of a man is he supposed to be?
Oh no, not the man. What he's supposed to be. Just pretend he's your Prince Charming. He's the one.
Oh.
But this is like the first date. Where would you go? What would you do?
Yeah. I think a bit of an outside adventure would be nice for a first date, because I think it would give me the time to, I think it puts the pressure off the two of you, because you're just like out there. There's the space, there's the wilderness. So I think that would be ideal for me. Maybe a walk.
Yeah.
Maybe a bush walk. Well, hopefully there'll be food somewhere. But yeah, I think for someone I'm meeting for the first time, I prefer quiet spaces, because you know that people are like, oh, let's go to a bar. I'm like, nah.
Then you have to be
screaming at you. I don't like screaming and feeling like I'm competing, you know, whatever, because it's either noisy or whatever. So I think a nice quiet little thing would be great for a first date for me. Even a picnic would not be such a bad idea. I think that's also very relaxed. I think and
so you don't
and
want
there's
a
no
helicopter to come
pressure.
and scoop you off?
No, I think at that point I don't want to be scooped off yet, because this is a guy I really don't know. So I don't want to be in a state where I feel I have to be, you know, I just want to be chilled.
And it shouldn't be a try hard.
Yeah, I don't want that for the first date.
Good.
Number
She
6.
cheap, guys. She cheap.
I cheap.
Just take her on a walk.
Well, maybe I'm cheap. Well, I don't care.
Number 5.
Isn't it 6?
No.
Oh.
We've just done question 4, which was your ideal date.
Oh, cool.
Question 5. What do you think of Africa? In particular, our leaders. Does AU have a role to play, or even the UN? These are just leading questions, but generally I just want you to think about our continent as a whole, and what do you think could... Okay, I'm not going to feed you too much, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a big question, because you could ask about a lot of things, but I think, wow, I think something about Africa gets me emotional. Because it's home. Like, I feel so strongly about it as a continent. And I think as I grow up, I've come to understand a lot of things that I feel like maybe throughout my entire education system I should have understood, to see my continent in a certain light, but not another, the usual negative light, or that sort of a thing. I love Africa. I love the warmth of it. Like, there's just something about that continent. Even when you land, every time,
spirit.
Yes, there is a
soul.
Spirit. There is a soul in Africa that you do not find anywhere else. I don't know. Maybe people could say the same thing about their own continent, but I feel it's so spiritual how we've not encountered, but how we have grown up with the continent itself, because I feel like it's very,
you're connected.
You're connected. It nurtures you in a certain way. Of course, there's so many things that I wish could be different, how we are led, but I also have an understanding that this is a continent that was very much exploited, and we basically have to be playing catch up with the rest of the world. But I think we're trying our best. It's not perfect, but we're trying. We just need to get to a point where we understand, as the citizens of the continent, that we are the ones who can make changes. Who are we electing? Are we holding our leaders accountable? Because I think we're still lacking in how we view ourselves. When we go to the ballot box, you're voting. Are you an empowered voter? So I think, there's still more. They still need to improve that aspect for the continent. But I love Africa. I feel like, and I always feel in my mind, all roads will always lead to Africa. I mean, it's nice being elsewhere and experiencing other places and what they have to offer. But like I said, there's just a deep connection that we have with the continent. So I love it.
P.S. We are doing this and we are not in Africa.
Number 6.
Because people don't know your address. But she's saying that she loves Africa.
I do.
And that's because, we miss home.
Yeah.
COVID-19 has got us here. Right now, we could actually be back in Africa.
Yeah.
But COVID-19 has got us trapped here.
Yeah, and we're from Botswana, by the way. Because, sometimes we use this term Africa and it can be a bit erasing because we are very different
It's
people.
not one big country.
Yeah.
So we're from a country called Botswana. The continent is Africa.
Yes, so, and very different in our very multicultural, diverse, oh my God, beautiful cultures, very rich, so
Anyway, what I wanted to say, I think the question was more to pick on,
Lulu,
how do we hold
if you want
each
to
other?
sit here, you need to calm down, or else you have to leave, okay? Mommy and I are trying to do something here. Okay.
Good. So now that we've got your attention again, with countries like, for instance, Zimbabwe, and you've got leaders. I'm sorry if you are a leader from Zim and you're watching this, but we actually don't think much of you. Anyway, so for countries like that, and you see them just going down, that country used to be called the breadbasket of Africa.
Yeah.
But now it's on its knees. I don't know if it's not on its tummy. So, does the AU have a role, or even the UN? At what point does the AU come and say, okay, step aside, we're taking over? Or at what point does the UN actually come and say, enough is enough, we are taking this? I'm not really a political person. To me, things are always so simple, black and white. So this is why I'm just asking this very simple question, why can't the AU or the UN come and say, okay, enough?
I think global politics are very, Lulu, stop it please. I think global politics are very complex, and also countries are at the same time sovereign states. So you just don't come in and say, I'm gonna do this to you, because sovereignty means every country has total power, or it's its own country, so you can't just come in. So it gives the country that power that these are our borders and this is what we're doing within our borders. So you can't just come in, but on the AU one, I think that also goes back to leadership and African leaders. I think how they themselves are also holding one another accountable. Because I mean, people could have different perceptions about this, but I feel, or opinions, but I feel like that's also a problem. Like I was saying the other day, in SADC, this our regional body, the SADC in Southern Africa, they were all there all these years when Zimbabwe was deteriorating. And how come they didn't really say, hey, you know, what is going on? We're seeing, because all of these countries around Zimbabwe, they have so many Zimbabweans who are crossing borders, endangering their lives, who are starving, who are being humiliated by people in these different countries, including Botswana, you know, because they have to do all the odd jobs. They have to work as domestic workers, sometimes sex workers, you know. So I just feel like leaders are failing us. I just feel like our leaders are totally failing us. Perhaps maybe they think if they protect one another, then if it's me the next time and I'm doing this, they will also protect me. You know what I mean? I feel like we need.
These are all just bad intentions.
Yeah,
to get into the position.
yeah. I just feel like there's need for leaders to start holding one another accountable. You know, I know there's the politics of, oh, the West has done this, sanctions on Zimbabwe, and I think by this time we know that's probably being used as a way of scoring cheap political points and making people believe that the economy is in that state because the UK did this or America. I know those politics as well, as far as the world is, but I also equally feel like we in the continent should also be responsible for holding one another accountable. Like our leaders need to hold one another accountable. I think the UN goes into, I mean, I don't know much, but I do have a friend who works for the UN, but the UN goes into situations where they've been declared a crisis. I don't know, but I think for now, if no one has really declared Zimbabwe that is under a certain crisis, and I'm sure crisis is also defined in a certain way by the UN, you know, but if it's things of economic crumbles, as long as there's no war, I think, or genocides or whatever, I don't think they consider these other things crisis. I don't know. I could ask my friend and she can tell me, but yeah, I feel like they don't have much they can do. You know, we just have to, I don't know, not pray. I don't really want to say that because that's like lazy thinking. I just feel like leaders should hold one another accountable. You know, Botswana leader, you know, South Africa, you know, Mozambique, they've always been there, you know. But I think also the other problem is that in post-colonial Africa, where we are right now, I feel like leaders also still feel like they're still somehow hung up on that the idea that they are protecting one another from the West or external forces. So I think that also, it might still be a bit of a problem, although I think it's important for Africa to be independent on its own and push for itself. But I think it's very sad when we still don't hold one another accountable, you know, because we need people to live in dignity. You know, Africans are very smart. We are people who are, you know, we are the cradle of humankind, basically. So much can be said, but I think the leaders keep failing the people. Yeah, there's so many politics involved, of course, that I know we can't fit in all of this, but I think at the end of the day, I feel like leaders should hold one another accountable. And also we need to start realizing that let's start thinking more. Like, Africa has the best brains that are scattered all over the world, but for some reason in our own countries these brains are not appreciated. So I think we need to start sitting down. Like, you see what Kagame is doing. I know he's not really anyone's favorite or everyone's cup of tea, but I think we need to start realizing our potential, because you have engineers and doctors and specialists in Australia. They could be in our country doing amazing things, but of course we need to realize that people need to be paid well. You know, people need to be to feel like they're being appreciated. You know, you trained, you know, you have to be paid, you need to live well. But people will leave anyway, you know, if you're not appreciating what they have.
Yeah.
And a young, brilliant African mind, they are all over the diaspora. So there's a huge brain drain, and it also comes from the fact that there's a lot of corruption. People are not recognized for their brilliance, for their skills. You know, so it's a lot of things that needs to be corrected, honestly.
We obviously have a lot to talk about that particular topic.
It's a big one.
We might come back and do it as a separate topic.
Yeah.
So we keep going. How do you like
they
the
long?
questions so far?
They are nice.
Good. Okay, so that was
I think they're nice. I don't think I can be interviewed. I'll just be all over the place. Okay.
That was question 5.
Really?
This is now question 6. What's your favorite childhood memory?
Oh. I have a lot.
You can tell us one or two.
I have a lot. My favorite childhood memory is... Okay, I think I generally enjoyed my childhood in the sense that we grew up together collectively as cousins, as you know. So I think I always liked when we were home, December, Christmas holidays.
Oh, in Matobo.
Yes, in Matobo, our home village, because there was always the spirit of togetherness, of family, of cooking, of people coming from the city into the village. So I think that for me will always
Chita. That means another car is coming.
That was my great grandmother, but her grandmother. Yeah, and also I think that memory or those memories collectively, they hold a special place in my heart because they were very simple, you know, and there was just love and food and your innocence and just being, you know, and being in the village. It's just amazing.
Well, our village is not like a typical door-to-door kind of neighborhood. So Portia still loves it because you get your green trees and there's
and it's quiet.
Yeah, and it's quiet. You hear the birds.
I don't like people.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
nah,
quiet.
I
That's the
didn't mean to say
secret.
that.
It's far from everybody else. Our home is far from everyone else.
I don't like people.
You just admitted it on camera. This is exactly where these 10 questions were leading to. I just wanted her to come and admit it. Never to be
I love
deleted.
people. No, I love people, but I love my time. But anyway, your question, that's that. Like, I feel like those memories of home for me as a child, they remain golden and they remain priceless because they were just so whole and so
And remember that time we went to Gwizi? This time we were not so young, but we
when we were playing football at the river.
Yeah. So that was so nice as
it
well.
was and refreshing.
Yeah.
And I love being home because it's for its simplicity.
Yeah.
You know, you're breathing this fresh air. When you wake up, all you see around you are trees and you know, there isn't any car passing by except it's mom's car or whatever, but it's so simple. I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Okay. Question 7. Do you have a daily ritual? Or did you just...
No.
Okay.
Daily ritual? I think right now, no. Is having cereal considered a ritual?
That could be a ritual. Like, what's the one thing you do every day?
I think one thing I do every day is, guys, I love cereal in the morning, and I'm very consistent with my cereal.
Loves milk, loves cereal.
Yes, I love milk. So I think I don't particularly have rituals, or my rituals would be daily things I do, like washing or brushing my teeth, that sort of a thing. But I don't have that particular ritual, you know what I mean? I don't think I do, like, because I'm such a creature of habit also. So if I'm
so I was trying to get you to tell us something that's different from what
I don't
could do. Like, apart from cereal and brushing teeth, do you have any other ritual?
No. My facial regime, maybe that you just introduced me, it's becoming such a chore.
Well,
but I love it.
though.
I don't really think that's a ritual though.
By the way, guys,
maybe if it was meditation or lighting candles and journaling, you know, those kind of things. I don't know. Okay, by the way, what?
I was gonna say, she is 30 whatever something years old.
Oh, 36, honey.
36.
May 25th.
Very soon. And she has never ever used any of those cleansers. This
is all natural.
Nothing. She's just using like your hard soap to wash and use her body lotion on her face. You know?
Look, some of us are very simple. Like, we're just simple creatures.
Yeah, so you're very lucky.
So I don't necessarily have
I think your ritual could be the candles you put on.
Yeah, but I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Corona just rearranged everything.
Yeah.
But candles, I love them more in winter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to do that in the morning just to refresh the room. But I don't think I would say I have rituals.
Okay.
Because unless these habits are rituals, I don't know.
Okay, so that was question 7 of a daily ritual. I don't think we've established much from that. What's your favorite hairstyle?
This one, definitely this one.
Yeah.
Or my fade haircut.
Yes.
Like,
I wish we had come on here before you did the plaits last week.
Ew, no, I didn't have good hair
No,
then.
that was nice. I like the
Really?
natural hair,
Yeah, I do love it, but I love a fade haircut. I feel like it gives me this feeling like, oh my god. But I love braids. These are my ultimate.
She's got short hair.
Favorite.
Short hair.
Yeah, right now I have very short hair underneath, so you can see. Yeah, they know how this is done. So yeah, this is my favorite because it's very simple and yeah, it's easy to undo if I'm so fed up with it.
Do you want?
But this and my fade, yeah. Lulu, what are you doing?
She wants nyanya.
Are you still drinking nyanya?
You're not a baby anymore.
Anyway, fade and this. That's it. Yeah.
Cool. We're almost getting there, guys. Question 9.
How many are they?
I said 10.
Oh, okay.
What message would you give to your younger self? Or to the youth of today? Like, if you could redo your youth, what could you do different? Or what message do you have for your younger self?
I don't think I'll do anything differently in my youth because I feel like it was what it was, you know. I wasn't particularly doing something I did not like then. But I think the message I'll give to the youth of today is, Lulu, no, stop it. The youth of today would probably be like, what can I say? Like you should always put yourself first, right? I feel like there's enough time in life for people to do a lot of things. But when you're young, I think there's often this pressure because you don't really understand, you know. But I think you should prioritize yourself in so many ways. Go after your goals, your dreams or whatever, and take chances, you know. If you find opportunities that want you to travel, you know, to go wherever, take those. Because I feel like we are so narrow in our approach. And sometimes, you know, when you're young, you're worried about things that are still 20 years ahead of you, you know. So you have time. I remember when I was doing my master's, I don't know if I was youthful at that time, but I was probably in my late 20s, mid to late 20s. And this lady who was our lecturer, she sent us this call. It was a call for applications for this event in Zambia. It was called the Southern African Young Women's Festival. And we didn't know anything about it, you know. And we just decided with my friend then that, you know what, let's apply for this. So we read through and figured, but that time I didn't know anything about feminism or gender, or I was only doing a master's and starting to read on those things, but I wasn't really that. And I decided to apply for that and I went. And that one event, it opened doors for so many other things, so many other travels, like learning a lot. So I feel like when you're young, you really should be focusing on yourself. Things like kids or marriage or relationships, I think you you have a more solid understanding of those things at a particular age in your life, and there will be enough time to do all of these things. So go after the things that you like. Have fun, live your life and live it fully. Read books, educate yourself, make new friends, travel if you can. Yeah, I think that's really what young people should be doing.
guys.
And learn a lot.
Okay,
The
Bye-bye.
world is very wide and very diverse. So go out there, and
See you
because that's how you get to open your mind anyway. And then how your future is determined by all these other things. So be very, I don't know if selfish is the word. I always feel like selfish is a very weird word, but some people would say, be very selfish, but not in a bad way or whatever, but focus on yourself and grow yourself and invest in yourself, however, really, whether it's education, whether it's experience, whatever, really. So just be for you in that moment.
I like how you said there's time. So don't think short term, think long term.
Yeah, think long term.
You are an investment. So invest in yourself long term.
Yeah.
Good. Question 10. Are you a foodie?
I think having lived in I think having lived in Australia for the past 4.5 years, I have come to appreciate food, but I don't think I can call myself a foodie yet, but I've come to learn a lot about food and appreciate food, wine, all sorts, because this is a country where there's a lot of food from different parts of the world. So it has been amazing to just learn that there's more to Japanese food than just sushi. There's Korean, oh my god, all sorts, Vietnamese, Italian, Chinese, all sorts of things. So I think maybe I love food, but I don't think I'm a foodie, because foodies are like, oh, there's a food festival, I want to go with it.
It's all about food.
Yeah.
Food.
No, not that. Maybe I'm 0.5 foodie. I don't know. I mean, I also still feel like I don't have that huge sense of adventure when it comes to food, but I equally am appreciative of trying new things. So I love food, and I love learning about different types of food and eating, and drinking,
of course,
and wine.
Like eating. Not too sure about drinking. Anyway, so that was question 10.
Oh, we're done.
There's one last question. Tell us about Gabanale Vaseline.
What on earth?
Wherever she is, there's always a Vaseline close by, a little tub of Vaseline close by. So I'm always looking at this and I'm like, okay,
it's a habit.
So that's the habit. Remember?
Okay, well, first, you remember when we were kids, you used to say, oh, your lips are so dry.
Yeah.
But I think growing up, I've loved the idea of just having moisturized lips. Yeah. And I think of all the things I've tried, I find that Vaseline absorbs well. It's absorbed well in my lips. So I can try other things, but they are not as fulfilling as the Vaseline.
Guys, you don't even understand when I say this Gabbana of Vaseline. It's always there. Whether we